Tonight, she's back. Hillary Clinton has officially announced her candidacy for the 2016 election. We've got the details.
Later, a school shooting in North Carolina has students on lockdown. Why it happened, just ahead.
Plus, Pope Francis had some interesting things to say regarding the violence in Turkey. We'll tell you what he said and how they reacted.
Hello, and welcome to the MCTV Weekly News Update. Today is April 14th, 2015. I'm Rose Shannon.
And I'm Christian Hopt. We start with breaking political news tonight. On Sunday, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton announced she is running for the Democratic nomination for president. After Clinton's campaign, chairman sent out email with the news. A video was released on the campaign website, and Clinton tweeted out the announcement. After the news broke, Clinton traveled to the key primary state of Iowa over the weekend by van, stopping along the way to meet voters. According to reports, this campaign will be low-key, and Clinton has not planned any major speeches or events until May. This is Clinton's second time running for president after running in 2008 before losing in the primaries to then-Senator Barack Obama.
ISIS is striking back and hard, the group claiming to have broken through the outer defenses of the country's largest oil refinery in the city of Baji. On the other front, the jihadis launched multiple assaults over the weekend in Anbar province, taking 3 towns north of the provincial capital. Against this chaotic battlefield background, Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi heads to Washington, D.C. Key on his agenda, more military support from the U.S. CNN's Arwa Damon reports.
ISIS is striking back and hard. This YouTube video posted over the weekend by ISIS shows thick plumes of black smoke rising from the Baji oil refinery, the country's largest. The refinery had been under government control for months. ISIS, in a statement posted online, claims to have broken through the refinery's outer defenses after deploying a suicide bomber and attacking from multiple sides. And this picture, said to be of their Baji Command and Control Center, a glimpse of the technology used to direct their military operations. Also over the weekend, ISIS launched multiple assaults in Anbar province, taking over 3 towns north of the provincial capital of Ramadi, sending residents fleeing on foot towards safer ground in the city. In another area of Anbar not far from Baghdad, Iraqi security forces and local fighters battled for hours to keep ISIS from advancing. But without more troops and weapons, they won't be able to hold ISIS off for long. Tikrit might be back in government control, but other fronts are faltering, dispelling any notion that the terrorist organization was significantly weakened by the loss of Tikrit. It is against this chaotic battlefield backdrop that Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi heads to Washington. Key on his agenda, more military support from the United States.
Number 1 is a marked increase in the air campaign and delivery of arms. This is vital. There has been an increase. That's noticeable, very noticeable. I'm thankful for that, but we want to see more.
But the U.S. has long been uncomfortable with Iraq's relationship with Iran, a country that has also played a vital role in Iraq's war with ISIS. Al-Abadi also faces the challenge of alleviating America's concerns.
Yes, I agree. There has been some concerns, and there's concerns not only in Iraq, in the whole region. There are concerns in the meddling in the affairs of each other country. There has been the spread of Daesh in the region, and I think we have our own concerns. Iraq is a neighboring country to Iran. We have the longest border with Iran. I mean, some countries, they have their own problem with Iran. We ask them not to throw their own problems on us.
A tough sell, as Iraq has long been a proxy battleground for various nations and interests that are going to have to somehow align. Iraq, Al-Abadi says, can defeat ISIS, but not alone. Arwa Damon, CNN, Baghdad.
Wayne Community College in North Carolina was on lockdown yesterday in order to find a shooter named Kenneth Stencil, who fatally shot a longtime employee and campus printing technician. Kenneth was a former student who also worked in the print shop while he was on a work study and reportedly used a rifle or shotgun to shoot the victim. University President Kay Albertson said, quote, "This is indeed a sad day for Wayne Community College in this close family and community." She also praised the rapid response and commitment from the community to help apprehend the suspect. As of now, Stencil is still at large.
Over the weekend, Pope Francis angered Turkish officials after using the term genocide to refer to the country's killing of Armenians during the Ottoman Empire. The Pope also referred to the killings as the, quote, first genocide of the 20th century. As a result, the Turkish ambassador to the Vatican was sent home, and one government official tweeted that the Pope's word choice was unacceptable and out of choice with historical facts. Many believe Turkey planned the killings nearly 100 years ago, when more than 1 million Armenians were killed. Turkey has repeatedly denied the killings took place.
Many students have tried to get out of test at one point or another, but this time their parents and teachers are behind them. Parents and teachers congregated at the intersection of Route 9 and Vassar Road on Friday to protest the infamous Common Core curriculum. With state-issued English language arts and mathematics exams planned to be issued next week, the protest urged parents and teachers to have their students refuse or opt out of the exam. Technically, there is no official opt-out option, but if students do not answer any of the questions, their exam is considered invalid. By request of the student, test refusals are allowed on a district-by-district basis, Wappingers Falls included. Banter and well...
So what do you think of that?
The weather has been great so far.
It has. I'm really glad the weather's been so nice. I am one of those people who wears flip-flops all the time. So
Right.
the fact that I can wear them openly and not get weird looks is fantastic. Marist students had far less to worry about this week. Spring is sprung and Marist Beach is open.
Let's go to Grace Cunningham for our weekly highs and lows report.
Hi, I'm Grace Cunningham with this week's Highs and Lows report. According to the weather radar for the United States, there will be dangerous flooding across the southeast as rain drenches the region. Folks planning to be outside this week may want to cancel and reschedule because there is most likely to be downpours. Today's almanac report gives us a high of 66 degrees and a low of 38, the average high of 60 degrees and a low of 36. Today's record had a high of 80 degrees and a low of 23 degrees. Sunrise was at 6:18 and the sunset was at 7:35 tonight. We have clear skies with a high of 58 degrees. Tomorrow, another beautiful day at Marist College with sunny skies and a high of 64 degrees and a low of 39. Perfect weather to hit the Marist Beach. We have a beautiful week ahead, sunny skies until Thursday and some scattered rains towards the end of the week. I hope you have some outdoor weekend plans because it's going to be a great one. Saturday will be mostly sunny with scattered showers in the afternoon. At a high of 68 and a low of 40, the weekend comes to a beautiful end on Sunday with lots of sun and a high of 61. Keeping with the warm weather, Monday will start off the week with mostly cloudy skies, a high of 62 and a low of 45. I think it's safe to say we can finally put away our heavy jackets and start to enjoy the sunshine. For your weather highs and lows report, I'm Grace Cunningham. Back to you guys.
Well, I think it's been incredible weather recently.
It really has. I'm kind of in love with it.
I know, it's amazing to actually finally be outside and sunny, and it's sunny again, and I can actually throw frisbees with my friend on
Exactly.
campus.
And like after the weather we have, I'm so happy the weather's been so warm. It's really refreshing.
I know, and it's like, it really changes your mood when you're outside and just like sunny and warm outside. You just immediately feel that.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, ferocious and deadly. That's what officials are calling a swath of tornadoes that swept across the Midwest Thursday. At least 14 twisters were reported, most of them in northwest Illinois.
The frightening storm left a trail of destruction and devastation. Nick Valencia has the story of one homeowner who lost her home in the twister and how a simple Facebook request turned into a giant gesture of goodwill.
We have a friend's camper coming in.
A day after her home was destroyed, Lauren Hinchy found help.
Family, friends, I'm a school teacher, so a lot of school teachers came out for us today.
On Friday morning, word quickly spread on social media that her home in Lindenwood, Illinois, was one of the dozens leveled by an EF4 tornado.
I just put it out on Facebook and just said, hey, we're fine, but this is what we need, and you know, people just came out this morning.
One by one, neighbors, family, and friends all showed up.
We're just thankful to be here to help pick up. It's a wonderful thing that all these people came to help.
Some with gifts.
You know, I had a porta potty here before I knew it. I had containers and trailers.
Others to help her pick up priceless possessions.
Oh, I know, my heart rate. I saw it down in the garage. I'm like, oh, please be okay. Please be okay. I know. Between that and my running shoes, that's what I was worried about.
Everyone seemed to show up with something.
tons of food's donated, so if you're hungry, please stop and get something.
Her small farmhouse may be uninhabitable for now, but even still, she has plans to rebuild.
Well, it's probably okay kind of for now because obviously it's still, the roof's still, I mean, there's something over the top of it.
Hinchy wasn't home at the time of the tornado, but her husband was.
How long have you guys been here?
About 17 years, 18 years, I guess.
Long enough to form some pretty strong bonds with people who want to help.
Pretty neat, really.
During an interview with the Times of London, legendary Beatles drummer Ringo Starr stated that he spent much of the 70s and 80s suffering from severe alcoholism. The split of the Beatles affected him for a long time, resulting in loss of memory of many of the years following the breakup. Starr also discussed his issues with drinking in People magazine back in 1988, when he mentioned that he felt lost after the band fell apart and resorted to alcoholism to ease the pain. He'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame in upcoming months.
A multi-year partnership ended this weekend when Pepsi announced they would replace their rival Coca-Cola as the sponsor of the NBA. Coke has been the official food and drink sponsor of the Basketball Association for 28 years, and now Pepsi will take the reins next season, promoting their own products and those associated such as Aquafina Water, Doritos, and Mountain Dew. Pepsi also has sponsorship deals with the NFL, MLBA, the NHL, putting them at significant victory over Coca-Cola. Pepsi CEO Idira Nui described the latest NBA agreement a, quote, slam dunk for the league and for the company. So what do you think of that? Are you into sports?
Yeah, I watch a lot of sports, not as much basketball.
Okay.
But
I don't know, do you like hockey?
not a fan of hockey either. But
Okay,
anyway, I think
neither
it's
am
really
I.
interesting, just the whole branding and psychology behind brands and how impactful they are and why these companies invest so much money into
Yeah,
them.
there's a lot of money off of these teams they make. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, let's head over to Brendan Berniger for more on This Week in Sports. Hey, Brendan.
Thanks, Christian. We have finally hit spring, so it means that America's pastime is back. The Major League Baseball season starts on April 5th, and there are some teams getting back to their old habits. None more so than last year's American League champions, the Kansas City Royals. The Royals have gotten off to a blistering 7-0 start and are looking for another great season, just like their 2014 campaign. This time, they are not hoping to fall short just like they did to the San Francisco Giants in a thrilling 7-game series. Stealing the show so far for the Royals has been catcher Salvador Perez. The Venezuelan catcher has homered 3 times and is batting a very solid .414 average. It should be interesting to see if the Royals can ward off division rivals Detroit throughout the remainder of the season. Moving on now to golf, it looks like the Green Jacket will remain in America. After Bubba Watson won the 2014 Masters for a second time last year, it was young gun Jordan Spieth who stole the show. The 21-year-old from Dallas, Texas put in a valiant performance as he cruised to win one of golf's most prestigious tournaments. Spieth got off to a quick start as he shot a flawless 64 in the opening round to finish the day 8 strokes under par with a 3-shot lead. The next day, Spieth continued to dominate as he shot 66 to keep a firm lead. In the final round, Spieth set the record for most birdies during the Masters as he successfully made 28 of them. Next up for Spieth is the RBC Heritage Classic as he tries to stay in form. Finally, the NHL and NBA seasons are coming to a close, and we are finally getting into the playoff action. The NHL playoffs get underway tonight and are missing some familiar faces. None more so than last year's champions, the Los Angeles Kings. After beating the Rangers in a 5-game series to win Lord Stanley's Cup, the Kings fell short this year as they finished 2 points behind the Calgary Flames to clinch the final seed in the West. Meanwhile, the East are without the Boston Bruins. The Bruins have made the playoffs the last 8 times, but just like Los Angeles, they fell short at the last minute. Meanwhile, the NBA season has one final day to go as teams start punching their cards for the playoffs. With most of the seeds already locked, there is still a race for the 8th seed in the East and the West. The Indiana Pacers and the Brooklyn Nets are locking horns to see who will clinch the last seed and set up a date with the high-flying Atlanta Hawks in the East. Meanwhile, in the West, the New Orleans Pelicans and the Oklahoma City Thunder are neck and neck as they have a 44-37 record. The Pelicans must take on the San Antonio Spurs on the last day, who are on an 11-game winning streak, while the Thunder head to Minnesota to take on the struggling Timberwolves. That's all the time we have today. I'm Brendan Berniger. Back to you guys in the studio.
A 65-year-old woman from Berlin recently became pregnant with quadruplets after going through artificial insemination procedure. Anger Runget already has 13 children and was taken by surprise by the amount of embryos it took, but never considered aborting the pregnancy. Once the babies are born, Runget will be the oldest mother of quadruplets in history. She currently feels healthy, her age not affecting those dreaded pregnancy symptoms.
A recently uncovered cell phone video has led to the arrest of 2 college students for involvement in a sexual assault during spring break. The video, which depicts the 2 Troy University students sexually assaulting a woman on a Florida beach, was described by the county sheriff as, quote, the most disgusting, sickening thing he had ever seen. The victim told authorities she believed she had been drugged as she was sexually assaulted by the 2 suspects while a crowd of beach-going onlookers formed. The 2 students have been suspended from Troy University, and more arrests are likely to be made following the investigation.
I think this is great. Anytime you can find any kind of video or anything to prove that sexual assault has happened and take the perpetrators, like they are charged or arrested or whatever, I think it's great. And I wish this happens more. I hope this happens more in the future.
Yeah, I just hope that the use of all technology to help find criminals, you know?
Exactly. On a lighter note, everyone's favorite entertainment expert is here to brighten the mood.
Here's Andrew Auger with This Week in Entertainment.
Hey everyone, this is This Week in Entertainment. It's highly debatable whether there has ever been a TV show as devastating and bold as HBO's Game of Thrones. The TV series, based on the critically acclaimed George R.R. Martin novels, has a knack for an unpredictable narrative. The series is not shy with its ability to kill off characters, and it makes it all the more exciting. Couple this ambitious storytelling with the harsh battle sequence and, let's say, liberal amount of genitalia, and Game of Thrones has gained a reputation as one of the most exciting shows on TV. The 5th season premiered this past Sunday night to heavy anticipation, kickstarting the 13-episode season. Speaking of highly anticipated TV shows that run 13 episodes, that's an unlucky number, by the way. I don't know why so many TV shows use it. Marvel's Daredevil premiered its entire first season run on Netflix this past weekend. The TV series is the first in a partnership between the streaming company and Marvel, and serves as the first superhero-based series to be connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For those of you who don't know who Daredevil is, Charlie Cox plays Matt Murdock, blind lawyer by day, blind vigilante by night. The character is like Batman, but unlike Bruce Wayne, Matt Murdock is actually as blind as a bat. Didn't that just blow your mind? Oh, okay then, moving on. In celebrity birthing news, earlier in the semester, I believe I covered the news that the power couple of Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel were pregnant. Now, like that savings bond that you received way back at your confirmation, the pregnancy has cashed itself in for a baby boy. Silas Randall Timberlake sounds like the name of a Bond villain, but I'm happy for the couple. Just don't be surprised if instead of bringing sexy back, the kid is tying MI6 spies to train tracks. Before this segment goes off the rails, it's time for the weekend box office. Furious 7 had another strong showing in its second week of release, earning $60 million, good for the 12th biggest second weekend of all time. Home was second with $19 million, while Nicholas Sparks' adaptation The Longest Ride was third with $13 million. This wing brings the Skype-centered horror flick Unfriended, novel adaptation Child 44, and the most anticipated sequel of the year, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. That'll do it for entertainment this week. I'm Andrew Auger. That's all I have to say. This week on my show, The Middle Seats, we review buzzed about horror flick It Follows, along with some other surprises. That's every week because I said so. That's why. Only on MCTV.
In February, an Italian surgeon announced his plans to conduct the world's first head human transplant within the next 2 years. Dr. Sergio Canavero's project, named Human Gemini, has been questioned by researchers about how practical the procedure would be. This weekend, 30-year-old Valery Spiridova from Russia volunteered to be the first to undergo the procedure. Spiridova has Weird-Nighthof's disease, a rare genetic muscle condition that causes the loss of motor neurons in the spinal cord and brain regions, causing difficulty to walk and sit down. Spiridova stated that he simply wants the chance of a new body before he dies.
You know the old saying that cats have 9 lives? Well, it appears that that might just be true. On April 9th in Oregon, a Siamese cat named Liam survived not only being electrocuted from an electrical transformer, but then a 25-foot fall. The cat's owner said that she and her husband were asleep when they heard a bang and the power went out. They found poor Liam lying still on top of the transformer. When he moved, he fell 25 feet and walked away with just a few bruises. Maybe cats really do have 9 lives. Well, that's all the news that's new tonight. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and YouTube. I'm Christian Hopt.
And I'm Rose Shannon. Good night.